You like the old restart?
Sure.
Let me tell you what you need tonight. A little something to whet your appetite, and it's gonna make you feel alright. Sweet Gravy and Carmen Kirk, check them out as they go to work. Congratulations on your new podcast. Now open up a can of whoop ass and blast, blast, blast. This is Angelo. And I hope you like this show. Wow, yeah.
Ooh, Carmen. We're here for another episode of Sweet Gravy. Thank you for having me.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What a week, right?
I know. It's been so much going on.
Huh?
I feel like it's been so much going on. I haven't even been able to write it all down.
So, we've had separate adventures this past week.
Yeah.
I skipped town.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, while I was in Las Vegas, you had school projects that you had to do.
Yeah.
The country tailgate, boat trip with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Horatio Sands. Yeah. So we both had some events going on in our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, separately.
Separately.
Right.
So you did the whole Vegas thing. How was it?
It was cool. You know, it was fun going out there to Las Vegas, and I saw some people that I hadn't seen for quite some time. It was good to touch base with them and, you know, relive some glory days a little bit. You know, yeah. I don't think I can.
You're not that old though, so don't say
Huh?
relive some glory days.
Well, yeah,
like
I'm
a couple
certainly-
years ago.
I'm certainly not what I used to be. That's for sure. I don't
You
know.
settled down a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't think I could. That city's too much for me.
Yeah.
I don't have the self-control for that city.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
When you told me, you're like, oh, I went to the casino, but that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
I know, but I don't think I would get anything out of the casinos in
Yeah.
Vegas. I don't
I,
like the games.
I was playing roulette, and to be honest, okay, so whenever I was there, I didn't really have anything to do. I was waiting to check into the room because they have pretty late check-ins. You got to wait till 4 or something. And so I played the little slot machine, but I didn't know how it worked, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't know how it worked, and I lost $50 really quick. Super quick, right?
That's the thing. Them games, you don't even
And
be
you
know
just
what's going
hit the
on.
button.
Yeah, and it's like,
and then
what's
there's
happening?
these dragons going through, and you have to link 5 of them, but it's all random, you know? And I was like, well, I don't know if I dig these slot machines too well. And so then I started playing roulette, right? And I was doing really good because there's a system with playing roulette, you know? Typically, you know, there's black, there's reds, there's odds and evens. Those are the outside bets, right? And they pay, you know, 1-to-1. Whatever you put in, if you win, you get that back plus double it. And there's a system where if you lose, you double your bet, right? So the minimum was $10. So then if you lose, you put in 20. If you lose that, you put in 40. You know, if you lose that, you put in 80. But then you end up with the first bet back. So you typically come back.
Oh, see, shit. That's how I'm already lost. That's why I don't go play.
you win your money back plus a little bit plus the first bet, right?
Okay.
Is basically how the math works out. But it's not a complete 50-50 because there's a English style roulette which only has 1 green, 1 zero, but then there's American style. It's got a green 0 and a double green 0. So they that's the house advantage right there, is putting that 0 in there. But I was good. I was up to I put in $100, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had, so let's say ATM fees was $10 at the ATM because they like to get you with those fees. And so I was up to $210. So I was even plus some. I was ahead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then I quit playing and I went off and did, some stuff, kind of hung out, and then I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to go back to it. Going to go back to the roulette. And I looked at the board, and the board was black and red, and it looked pretty even at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay, well, black's my color. I'm going for black. Okay, $10 on black. No, lost it. Okay, $20 on black. Oh, no, I lost it. $40 on black. No, I lost it. 80. 160. So, it was no good. And by the time I was done, I couldn't play anymore because I was only going to use that amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I was done, I looked at the board. It had been a little bit better than that. Like would win one, I'd lose three, I'd win one, I'd lose three. So I was still making money, right? But then the last one, I was a little bit behind, and I didn't have the money to double up on the. I didn't have the 320 in the bank to double it and then win it. So that's what happens whenever you keep doubling up. Is that money that you have to put in?
Do you have to double up?
You don't have to, but you're not gonna make that money back. But then you don't make it anyway if you lose, right?
Yeah, that's what. Yep.
So
I can't do the whole gambling thing.
And but I was on the table for a good hour or so. All in all, like throughout the time. So what's like an hour of entertainment in Las Vegas, right?
Yeah, I guess.
So I mean, and the excitement of it, I don't feel like
I'd have been like, let's go to this restaurant.
I don't feel ashamed of.
Oh, you shouldn't.
Of my gambling losses in Las Vegas.
No, you shouldn't. I like scratch offs. I'll go buy a bunch of scratch offs and lose them all the time. And I mean, that's stupid gambling, but I just do it for fun. It's not a big deal. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do when you go there.
Yeah, you're supposed to go there, lose some money, and then the whole world's happy.
Yeah.
Right.
That's cool.
Oh.
Then you saw Ween.
Yeah, 3 nights of Ween. Oh, man, it was a good show. All 3 nights, great shows. Oh, man. First night was good. You got to hear some Z-Rock Hawaii, which is it's a little like, there's a single album that Dean and Gene Ween did with, I think they're like a Japanese band called the Boredoms. And they did a song from that, Taste Your Waste. And then, the third night, and I played this for you, the version of it that they played. I played it off legit. Ooh, I loved it. It was so good. Oh, man, it was great. So many good songs that I listened to, and it was just hearing music, and just seeing it being played was like something that hadn't done in a long time.
Yeah. And the pandemic stopped a lot of stuff, so
yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah. It was nice.
It was nice for you to get back and like do it in Vegas. Like, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Right. Yeah, I'm super satisfied with it. I love it. It was with
you can actually keep up with the flam and be like, I was at 3 nights in Vegas. I go to this one.
Yeah, I went all 3 nights. Yeah. You gotta put in every now and again and go there. You can't.
Or you ain't gonna be part of the flam.
That's right. But to being there at the concert, the first night everybody was masked up. They were all masked, right? Second night, a little bit less, right? Third night, they're like, well, we've been here all 3 nights. We're all right. I hardly ever saw a mask in there.
Did you wear one?
In the place. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's good. If it wasn't required though, if you're vaccinated, right? Did you have to show vaccine card?
No vaccine cards, but masks were required. There was a sign on the door that said,
"Yeah," but you know how it go. Like the one we went to, it said no smoking. They were checking your bags at the door and like taking your lighters and shit.
Yeah.
But people were still smoking that weed in there, and a lot of people were. So it's like everything goes at a concert, and it's not people walking around unless it's an extremely nice venue to like put that out. They just let it happen.
Well, I mean that's their sales, but yeah, it was nice. I've been home. I've taken 2 like at-home tests. Everything's good. I feel fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was whenever I did get back, I was like nasally. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I got it. But I think it's just being around.
I mean, you got the vaccine, but I'm not saying you can't get it.
Right.
But you did go to Vegas and then you came back, and when you came back it was chilly here.
Right.
I feel like you went the weather changed when you were gone.
Right.
It got a little more chilly.
Yeah, it was in the 60s.
Yeah,
40s at night.
You came back and I'm like, it's cold here. Like it's a couple days where it was really chilly.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then it rained too, so maybe that's why you felt that way.
Yeah. And then the flights, oh man, masks, they kill my ears.
Yeah.
Because I'm like a gator man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's got multiple layers. It's not like a cheap like neck gaiter type thing.
But they don't let you wear those on a plane?
No, they said that they're not allowed. You must wear a mask. So they gave me this mask, and then my second flight was on my return trip. I was basically like, quote unquote, traveling for like 20 hours or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like I left in the morning and I didn't get here until midnight, plus the time changes and everything.
Yeah.
But oh man, killed my ears. Oh,
that's because you switched to the other thing you were wearing that wasn't around your ears, and then you don't have to wear them at work.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah.
I have to wear them every single day.
Your ears are used to it?
Yeah, they are. I mean, it sucked at first. They used to break out in the back, like they would get like raw and like be all messed up. Like it would cut my ears a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But now, they built up that
the
extra
callus.
strength. Yeah. So I don't have that problem anymore.
One of my favorite things to do whenever I travel somewhere where the food is there is to go to a White Castle. I like myself some White Castle. Now there's this White Castle in Las Vegas. There's actually a couple, but I remember when the one inside of the casino opened up and they were like only open for like 8 hours because they ran out of food. But I guess that one did so well that there's actually like 3 locations now.
Mm-hmm.
And this White Castle is on the Strip. It's in Casino Royale.
Mm-hmm.
And
was it a lot of people there?
Okay, so my buddy Fred, who went with me, right? It's breakfast time. We're looking for breakfast. What are we gonna have for breakfast? This is Saturday morning, right? And we're like, what are we gonna have for breakfast? Let's go to White Castle. I saw the sign the previous night.
Breakfast White Castle?
Yeah.
That's perfect.
You know, they're open 24/7. And I saw the sign. That. I said, open 24/7. I said, well, yeah, we'll go to White Castle. Sounds perfect, right? Well, we get there, and Fred's looking on his phone, and he says, Google says that it doesn't open till noon. I said, that's crazy. There's no way that they're not open till noon.
Yeah,
it's a White Castle, right? Well, we get there, and then I see the sign. I say, look, it says 24 hours. I look at the door. You know what it was?
What?
They had chains around the door. You couldn't open it.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody inside. It's all dark in there. I was like, well, that sucks. And we look at it, and then I look at the phone, and Google says they don't open till noon. So it's true, Carmen.
So you never got any?
So Saturday, no White Castle. Just didn't make it. we went to this place called the Hot Doggery, Haute Doggery. That's where we went post-show foods. And then Sunday, I went off on my own way. Fred was doing his thing with his self. He was off doing something, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get some White Castle. Show let out. They played for like 3 hours, like the last night, the third night. They wouldn't stop playing. Claude Coleman Jr., the drummer, he's over there, and he's just like, another one. He's like, I'm ready to go home. We just played music for 3 hours. They played 2 hours, I think, the first night, at least an hour and 40 of the second night, but then the third night they were like 3 hours long. Well, doors open, show starts, so it's probably like 11 o'clock, and I'm like, well, I'm sitting in the hotel room. I'm like, well, I should probably get some food or something. Look at my phone, and it's just like 11:30, and I'm like, I can make it to White Castle. It's afternoon. They gotta be open. So I run down from where we were staying. I go down to the Casino Royale, and guess what? They got a chain on the door. This is Sunday night. I leave in the morning the next day. I'm like, I gotta get this White Castle, right? And they got a chain over the door, Carmen. But there's people in there. Carmen, there's people in there. And I'm like, well, I know that it's connected to Casino Royale, right? And I remember the last time I was there was like a little thing you could walk through. Well, so I go into the casino, and I see that little walkway, but there's like a table like in the way. And I try to push the table. It's not going anywhere. They like barricaded that little walkway. But then I look down to the left, and then there's this like plant, right? And like this like plant there, and there's like a little like place you could like wedge yourself through. So I belly up to the plant. I get through the barricade, and I'm in the White Castle.
Yeah, but did they want y'all to do that?
Well, there's no y'all. It's just me.
How did the other people get in?
Well, they were in line, and so I step in line. I'm the last person in line, right? And it's about 11. So
they were closing.
Yeah, it's about 11:45.
So they barricaded everything because they didn't want anybody else.
They didn't want anybody
and
else.
You snuck in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this guy, he looks at me, and he knows that there's two girls in front of me. He knows that they were the last one. He was like, after this, like, we're locking the doors. You two girls are the last one. But then I'm standing there, and he's like, hey, I don't know how you got in. He said, I don't know how you got in here, but we're closing. And I was like, I mean, there's still like 5 other people in line, And he's like, okay, I'll let you stay. I'll let you stay if you pay for these girls' order. And I was like, okay, I'm fine with that, Yeah.
What?
Yeah. He's like, I'll let you stay if you pay for these girls' order. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with it. And then we started talking. They decided that they didn't want me to pay for their order. They're like, oh, you seem like a nice guy. They're two like small women. They're gonna get like a 5-sack and split some fries. Like, it's not like I'm losing a lot.
But he was probably just messing with you.
Yeah, he was probably just messing. But anyway, then there comes another woman behind me, and he's like, the same guy. He's like, what is going on here? He's like, how do you get in here? And then she's like, oh, I just walked through. I said, did you use the plant? She's like, yeah, I used the plant.
Y'all didn't barricade it good enough.
You didn't do a good enough job. And you would think that they would have to do this every night. It's not like this is anything new,
Right.
So order the food.
What'd you order? Did you get crazy?
Nah, I don't think because I was getting food for Fred too.
Yeah.
So
but did you get crazy?
Nah, I got.
You ordered a 30 rack?
No, I had 2 10-sacks, 1 of cheese, 1 of jalapeno cheese, and maybe some chicken rings. get the food. The cashier lady, she was like, it's just nice enough that you offered to pay for their food, and then $25% discount. Great job, just because the niceties of the offer, right? Anyway, he yells at the girl. He's like, "How did you get in here?" I'm like, "The plant." She got the plant, and then she's just sitting there like this. She has the hands in the prayer, And she's just like, please. Who knows where she's from, but she wants some White Castle, this girl.
Really bad.
The guy's like, okay, how do you deny her? How do you deny her the White Castle? But nobody else ever showed up. Then this man, he starts throwing napkins at people that are sitting there. He's like, we're closing. He's talking about how he's got a little teddy bear he's trying to get home to. This was a funny man. And then got the food, went to the room. Fred's there. We chowed down, woke up, flew home. It was great.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
You got that fucking White Castle.
Got the White Castle.
You wasn't playing no games.
It's been a while. I think the last time I had White Castle was in Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not that. I mean, White Castle is fine.
Well, I mean, it's a nice treat.
It's a nice treat,
right.
But it's like,
yeah.
Like I can still remember the grossness of it.
Right. You eat it and those flavors that you remember oh so well. You're like, oh, that's White Castle. You know how you eat you ever go into a Pizza Hut and you're like, that's that Pizza Hut smell?
Of course.
Like a Pizza Hut smells like a Pizza Hut.
Yeah, I know. I get what you're saying. That's just White Castle. Yeah.
Right.
You love White Castle.
Yeah.
So while you were on your trip, I had to do a couple events with school, and we've talked about them before, like they were coming up, but I actually had to do them this past weekend. And the first trip was a boat trip, and my task was to stand at the end of the dock and greet people coming on and let them know they had to have their COVID cards and their ID. I was like, how long do I have to stand here for? They're like, for 30 minutes.
You don't like that?
I have my jacket on. I look crazy, so I take my jacket off, and I'm holding my jacket in my hand. Yeah, I look crazy. And then I kept saying to people, like, so they would walk up to me. They see me standing there with the balloons, and I'm like, hey, you need COVID and vaccine down there. So then they take it out their purse, like, here. And I'm like, no, down there. And then they go down there. And then every single person did it. And I was like, I got to switch that up. Hey, go down there and show them your COVID and vaccine. But automatically they start taking it out their purse like it's for me. And I'm like, no, not me, down there. I was like, I'm horrible at the greeting part. I did that. And then the boat trip was extremely loud. The DJ was extremely loud.
What kind of music you play?
He played like 90s music. He played some Nelly and like some...
Nelly?
Yeah, he was playing like the old hip. And then some pop songs. And then... Yeah, like 90s music. And it was fun, but they had decent food, I guess. But I had a headache from the wind, the light, the noise. I was like, I can't do this. Right. It's cold. I was like, it's just too many elements going on right now. So I didn't enjoy the boat trip that much. I didn't know it was going to be like that, and it was for 3 hours.
A 3 hour tour.
I danced for about 30 minutes, and then I was like, 3 hours it is? I was like, this is too much. This music is too loud. You can't even hear yourself talk or anything.
Right.
Like, why does he think the music being as loud is okay?
He's a DJ.
So, that was the boat trip. And then I was in charge of the tailgate. So we went to the tailgate, and it was a motherfucking disaster. Right. It was so embarrassing.
The country tailgate. In the middle of the field.
And it's the event that I had to do for my grade.
You planned it.
I planned it. I put everything together
You're
for it.
You're in charge of it.
Right.
Right.
But I mean,
Carmen's tailgate.
Yeah, but I was doing it with a group. But I took the majority of the control over it. However, my group is, I still have to give them things to do. Like, it's still, they
Otherwise
still need a grade too.
Right.
Yeah, so they need a grade too. The teacher gonna be like, y'all gotta be doing something. So one girl was cooking with me. She was doing hot dogs. I was doing hamburgers. We set up the grill, the propane grill, all that. And first off, this grill was so fucking heavy. I don't know if the boys that were pushing it was weak or was the grill really heavy. Because they took like 4 breaks to get it over to where we needed it. And then the bathroom had to be a quarter mile away. I was like, so we didn't know this ahead of time. So we kind of got set up for destruction in the beginning, but it's like, okay, we gonna make it work. So the girl that was cooking hot dogs with me, she burned like 50 of the hot dogs.
She burned the dogs.
And we only had like 150.
She ain't getting a job at the hot doggery, that's for sure.
Not at all. And then like she was just like, she would have hot dogs in the air just like, hey, hot dogs. I'm like, put them down. Like, you embarrassing.
She's holding like hot dogs
in her hands, like swinging them
cooked
around.
dogs?
Yes, cooked hot dogs, swinging them around. Like, who wants the hot dogs?
Right.
And I'm like, can you put them down? That looks unsanitary when you swinging hot dogs in the air. Like, you stress me the fuck out right now. And then the chef was supposed to put the hot dogs and hamburgers in hotel pans for us, already taking out the packages, so I wouldn't have to bring a knife to the field.
Right.
And he said that he was going to do that. I didn't double check, and he didn't do that.
Right.
Which means I had nothing to open up these thick ass fucking packages of burgers and hot dogs. So I had to use my keys.
You used your keys to open up the packages.
My keys that I put in the door that I dropped on the ground multiple times. I used my keys.
Right.
And I had meat inside of my keys. Everything. That's how gross. Like, it's ridiculous. I was so embarrassed. But what am I supposed to do? I gotta open them.
Right.
And we have nothing. I got keys. That's the only like.
There wasn't like another like food stand you couldn't run over and say, hey.
No, they didn't have anything.
Oh, okay.
We were the only stand out. The other stand, they just had chips and like juice and stuff. They didn't have cooked food.
Okay.
And then I don't know if my teacher, I would have got an F if I would go over to the other stand and ask to borrow theirs. I don't know if I was like able to do that.
That seems. I don't think that's failure. I think that's maybe like C-.
Or she problem solving, but I didn't think to do that. And so I just made my way and I just did it my way. And then the girl's burning the hot dogs. I'm like, she is a mess. The other girl, she's just standing there staring into space. And I knew it. So she's this like little girl she's a little chubby, little fat, little thing. Tell she ain't got no friends. Like that, the quiet girl to herself.
Okay.
Like just got into college. So she don't really, everyone's older than her. So she don't really blend in with everybody. And it was these girls playing cornhole. And they were all tall, like pretty attractive girls. And I was like, go over there and like interact with them. And she was like, like absolutely not. Like them girls was intimidating to her. Because they were all pretty and tall.
Right.
They probably were part of the soccer like team or something. And she was like, So the event was too intimidating for her, so she didn't participate at all.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah. You got to be outgoing and just go
Some
over there.
Some people aren't like that, though.
Yeah, but if you were like standing in a field and you don't look like her, though. I mean, you're not like her. But if you were just standing in a field and you saw like a bunch of guys on the beach playing volleyball and they got their shirts off and they're like hot guys, are you going to be like, I'm scared to go over there and play?
Yeah, I'd be scared.
Yeah, right.
I would be.
I don't think so.
Those guys are too hot for me to play volleyball with. Volleyball, is that what they're playing?
Yeah.
I'd have to say, can we play a different sport? What's the difference? Can we play cornhole?
That's what the girls were playing.
Right.
And she was supposed to be managing the games. It was on paper. We wrote on paper what her job was. That was her job.
I mean, you two girls were cooking. She probably didn't. She's nervous in class. You know, she probably just took the last thing.
Yeah, she's the nervous, quiet girl.
Right. She probably took the last thing. Because that's
like
what
the
was
games,
in there.
monitor the games. She wouldn't even go over there. She was like, I'm not going over there.
I get it. That's too bad, though.
It is unfortunate. So, but she could have helped with other things, and she just was like, I don't interact with people well, so this is not my thing. But like, you need a grade. You're supposed to participate with the team. So we got yelled at in class, the next class. And the teacher was like, what did you guys do wrong? And like all this stuff in front of everybody. And I just said that we dropped the ball and it was embarrassing.
Right.
That was it. I didn't go into details who did what happened. But we just did bad.
You were in Donald Trump's boardroom. You were the project manager, the PM. And the three of you, who got fired?
Exactly. Now, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Say, well, she burned all the hot dogs, so that was a problem.
She was playing with the hot
She was scared
dogs.
to go hang out with the hot girls.
Yeah.
That was a problem.
Right.
And she created a line by the bathroom, which I don't know what that was about, but it's just some people are just socially awkward. So I give her more credit than the other girl. Because when it came to the paperwork side, she at least did a lot of that. So even though she was socially awkward during the event, it's like, that's fine. But I messed up. I made a bunch of mistakes. So it's not just one person.
Right. It was a team effort.
Yeah, it was a team.
I get it.
We did horrible as a team.
Yeah.
It was a team effort doing horrible.
So like us breaking into White Castle, that was individuals together, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't a team effort. We worked alone. But you were on a team.
Working alone.
We succeeded.
We were in the same. No, but we were in the. We're alone, but on a team. We just didn't. I don't know. It was just a mess.
Right.
So yeah, I don't ever want to do anything like that ever again, unless I get to choose my group members.
Right.
Because I wouldn't have picked those two. And I wouldn't pick myself with those two.
Well, you get what you get.
Yeah, but I feel like different personalities match different. Like they could have been with somebody else who would have maybe done something differently. Like maybe my approach with certain groups doesn't work, but with another group who got more experience, I might just fit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe they need somebody who more of in a teacher role to like do that.
Right.
I don't have the patience. I'm just like, let's do it.
Right.
So.
And once things are not going well for you,
I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God.
Freak out, and you kind of want to quit.
Oh, I was about to quit, Kirk. I was like, I'm about to go home right now.
I had enough of this. You're not somebody that sticks it through. You don't go down with the ship.
No, I was so embarrassed. I did not want to go down with the ship, and it was sinking from the beginning. And I was like, oh my God, I'm about to give up. It was people coming up to us like, can I have the hamburger without the bun? I'm gluten free. I need a gluten free burger. And we're like, no. And then people were coming up to us like, you guys didn't bring any. And I was like, you in our class, did you hear us discuss that?
Right.
No, we don't have it. You don't get what you want when it's free food. Like, can we get cheese on our hot dog? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right.
Like, it's free hot dogs and cheeseburgers, and people are like, I want mine this way.
Right.
Like, isn't that
no
crazy?
relish?
Yeah, like, no relish. Take that pack of ketchup and mustard. It's free. If you don't want it, then just go away.
Right,
you don't have to have it.
You don't need it.
Right, it's free.
Yeah, it's here, but I mean,
you don't get to do modifications on free food.
I get it.
Yeah, that's so crazy. That's funny because I've heard stories about people like getting food assistance and being upset about it. Even when I was in the Coast Guard, we did a turkey drive and we were giving out turkeys and then like boxes of food with it, stuff like that. And people were like, I don't want this. I want that one and I want this. And it was like, I'm never doing this charity thing again because they were so rude.
Food banks and stuff. And
people are really rude to you.
Take your basket of what it is. And I know when I worked for UPS, Thanksgivings, they would give you a coupon for a butterball turkey, and you would take it to the grocery store. And there was a guy that he worked there forever, and he said back in the day, you didn't have to go to the grocery store. There was a truck outside, and they'd be handing out the turkeys to people. And then it was a voucher for like not a full turkey, but like a turkey breast. Just one of the little guys. And then now I believe that they don't do it at all anymore.
Yeah.
And he's like, because I talked to him recently, and he said, no, we don't get no turkeys anymore. So he saw the downgrade of turkeys, Yeah. But it's still like a free turkey.
Yeah, no, I get it. But
but not anymore.
Yeah. I feel like, people are rude. Sometimes when it comes to that, like you want to do something nice, but then people are not appreciative. So it's like, man, what do I waste my time for?
Yeah.
In the military, they used to make me do it.
Right.
Especially because I was the new girl. So they like, charity event for the Coast Guard. You going? I'm like, what? It's like, we got to go do, what's the color guard stuff? Because I did color guard in boot camp.
Right.
So any color guard event, they'd be like, your turn. I'm like, I don't want to. I'm not in boot camp no more. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, oh, you know it, though. So you
said you used to drop stuff all the time?
What, in the color guard?
Yeah.
No, I didn't drop anything. I would have gotten so much trouble if I dropped.
You never dropped anything?
No, only time I was dropping not dropping it, but like I was holding it like a couple inches from the floor because my arms were hurting so bad. We had to march for like 30 minutes with our guns all the way out in front of us. And I weighed like 90 pounds and the gun was like 7 pounds. Like carrying that for that long.
Right.
It was like, Johnson, I swear to God, if you drop it one more time, everybody get in trouble. And I'm like, I can't hold it though.
Right.
I figured it out. At that point, I think they just left me alone because it was like, the girl can't hold it. Like,
she ain't got it.
My arms are jello. Like, I can't do it. But, yeah, so tailgate was a disaster. And other than that, I've been focused. That whole week, I was focused on school, work, a lot of stuff going on at work, a bunch of parties. So I feel like I just been in party mode.
Right.
Catering parties, prepping for parties, doing events. The next one is the Haunted House. So a little bit nervous about that one. I'm not the lead, but they still asking me to do a couple things for it.
Nice.
Like dress up like Pugsley.
Yeah, you have to dress up like Pugsley Adams.
Yeah, stupid. It's silly. But other than that, what else happened? So I get into a Uber, and where am I coming from? I'm coming from... It might have been somewhere downtown. I don't know where I was coming from. Somewhere downtown. Either the bank or my job. But it wasn't a far drive. It was a very, 5-minute drive from downtown to our house. And I get in an Uber really quick because I'm lazy and I didn't want to walk. And so I had just put out a cigarette. And I put the cigarette out. I got in the car. And so normally this happens when I'll get in the car if I smoke a cigarette. People will, roll the window down first. Right. So what did he do first? Let's see. First, he rolled the windows down. Second, he started driving really fast. So I'm in the back seat and I'm looking at all this, but I got my headphones in and I'm looking at him and I'm like, oh my fucking God. And then he started coughing. He stopped at a red light and he started coughing aggressively. I'm like, this is the worst. He's literally having a whole panic attack because I'm in his car and it smells like smoke. Yeah. And his car had air freshener in it, so like how my dad is. Yeah. He freaked out. Some people do it a lot, but it's not as bad as what he did. And then he started driving again, but then he started driving really fast. He started swerving in and out of traffic like, I need to get her home right this second.
Maybe he's allergic.
He acted like it. He acted like it was killing him. He started coughing, and then I'm like, he's going to hit a car. That's how aggressively it's like, she needs to get out, and I need to get her there. Yeah. And he's looking at the arrow it's literally right there. I need to get her there.
He's not even watching the street. He's just looking at the line on his
arrow,
phone.
Yeah. And so then when he finally got there, I was like, don't worry about turning over there. Just drop me off right here. Yeah. And he was like, thanks for the taking the Uber and have a good day. And I'm like...
if you're a smoker in Santa Monica, the people will cough around you. They'll be like, and it's clearly like a fake cough, And then I remember I was walking down the street and somebody was smoking and a little kid said, "You need to stop," out of his parents' car. Just some little kid. Yeah. You're lucky you don't live there.
Yeah. People are crazy. So you want to talk about the whole Hot Wheels?
Hot Wheels. Oh, we're playing, I'm playing a new video game. Hot Wheels Unleashed. I'm deep in it, Carmen.
You like it?
Oh man, I haven't had this much fun playing a game since I don't know, a long time. It's a good fun game. Timing. It's all about timing. You gotta drift when you gotta drift. You gotta memorize the maps. Nice fun racing game. Oh man, it's so cool too, because the perspective. You're a Hot Wheel car.
Yeah.
It's a racing game, so there's these tracks, and it's like the Hot Wheel tracks. It's like little plastic tracks, and it's through rooms and stuff. So you'll go under and over chairs and desks, and yeah, it's a fun little thing.
I haven't seen that much of it. Yeah. I played a little bit with.
Well, you probably don't notice because you kind of have to pay attention to the stuff around you. You're looking at the track probably. We've played some...
Oh, yeah, that's all I'm looking at.
Yeah, we played some multiplayer, you and I. You're getting better.
I can't look at anything but the track. I got to focus on that part in the controls. That's the hard part for me.
Well, it's all about timing, because you got to drift when you got to drift, and you got to kind of memorize the track because there's certain power ups and stuff you got to hit.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm loving it. In it, I haven't. Cuphead was probably the last game that I really went in depth with, and it's a different kind of game. That was a difficult game, hard game. It was a challenge to win, right? Mm-hmm. But this one's more fun.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, is that it?
If you're all done.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for listening to another episode of Sweet Gravy. If you have any questions or suggestions, please reach out to sweetgravypod@gmail.com. You can comment on anything. Give maybe a cool movie suggestion. That'd be really nice. Check us out on YouTube and everywhere else.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.